Hi everyone, it's Kristen. So I feel like this calendar series isn't going to be like an everyday thing because as I discovered, because I was feeling a little bit under the weather yesterday. So as I was discovered when I looked today, like on the weekends they just do one for this calendar. They just do one image, and it's Iron Fist and Luke Cage. So, um, but what was on Friday is Black Cat, which like I said, I wish that in this they would give you, hey, this is from this comic book or this is by this artist. Because I really, if I see someone's art that I really like, then of course I'm going to be more inclined to look into that more, pick that up if I don't already have it. Okay, so Black Cat. Like I said, I don't really recognize where this image is from. But anyway, so X-Men, the animated series, is what got me started on superheroes. Also, they had a crossover episode with Spider-Man. It wasn't crossover in X-Men, it was only in Spider-Man. It was 2 episodes. So from then, I also started watching Spider-Man, and I always really liked Black Cat. I thought, oh, Dassler. Maybe she heard cat and was like, "Are you talking to me?" I always liked Black Cat. I always thought she was a cool cool hero, and one of the only female characters in the show. Really, I mean, of course, Mary Jane. But yeah, I always thought she was really cool. Ever since then, this I don't have the retro carded figure. I try to limit myself to not get non X-Men stuff, but I did pick up this one because it's like 2018 because it was pretty inexpensive. Because I feel like because this is the not the Black Cat that everyone knows, obviously. It's not her costume that like I said, everyone knows. I mean, so Black Cat first appeared in Spider-Man in 1979. I think like Spider-Man like 164. I don't know. I forgot. Um, but she, started out as following in her following in her father's footsteps, and the first time she puts on her costume is to break her father out of prison, and she was actually intended to be a Spider-Woman villain, and then they changed it to really Spider-Man. And I feel like she's an interesting character. She reminds me a lot of Catwoman. Both cat burglars have, cat themes. She actually in the beginning would set up her like crime scenes, or when she knew that like Spider-Man would be around or the cops or whatever, that she would set up her crime scene so it looks like she was causing them to have bad luck. And then at some point she did go to Kingpin, and in payment for a job she did, he gave her like bad luck powers. And unfortunately, he did so and they rubbed off on Spider-Man, and he like basically perpetually jinxed him. And so Doctor Strange had to remove like the hex, which changed Black Cat's powers to, be like physically enhanced, claws, etc. So I guess the most famous storyline I can think of for her, well, that my favorite is The Evil That Men Do. Oh, that's a heavy storyline though. Just like The Killing Joke. It's a heavy storyline. I don't like recommend it for younger readers for sure. But it's a good story. I should do a video series on that. Anyway, but I don't know. I've always been drawn to Black Cat ever since, the animated series. I like cats. Makes sense. I actually got a few variant covers of her recently, just because, like I said, I just really like her. And these are by Sabine Rich. She's one of the artists that I really like. Like I said, I think they're just fun covers. I really like her work. These are by Nathan I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It starts with an S. I'll put it in the comments and then you guys can tell me how to pronounce it. And I mean, of course I had to get this one because it has a kitty in it. I mean, how could you not get that one? And then this one, of course, also has a kitty in it. I think it's Lyrics. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right either, but I don't know as much about his art as the other two. But like I said, there's this cute kitty in it, so I had to get it. So those are just some of the variant covers I have featuring her. Like I said, I like her. I like her as a character. I think she's a cool, complex character. Just the whole fact that she, was in love with Spider-Man, but then Peter Parker, she didn't care about him. Kind of like Lois Lane, in the very beginning, she was in love with like Superman, but didn't really care about Clark Kent. It was the superhero identity that she loved. But anyway. So I just think that's really interesting. So, and then this, I realized, like I said, on this one, they do, for weekends, they only do one image. So you can see the size difference between the two. Makes a big difference because this one is a daily. So as I talked about, which is good, we just talked about Black Cat because now we're going to talk about Spider-Man. So this is the first stamp in their 100 hero stamps, which totally makes sense that Spider-Man would be the first one because I feel like he is Marvel's most well-known and most popular comic book character still to date. So that totally makes sense. Like I said, there's not really going to be any X-Men in these 100 stamp characters because it was from like 1973. So we'll see. There might be one thrown in there, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Marvel Girl, but I doubt it. So it tells you where you could find this one. So it's Thor number 221, also Empower Man 20, Captain Marvel 35. That's with the original Captain Marvel, the guy Captain Marvel, not the current Captain Marvel. And then since it's the 4th, they also kind of tell you, hey, this is where we got that image from. Is Spider-Man 70. Although it looks, it's of course they changed it a little bit because the placing of his hands, and in the stamp he has a web. So, but they kind of, I like that they tell you that, hey, this is kind of where we got that image from. John Romita Sr. is the artist. I mean, I thought I recognized it. So, yeah. So, I'm going to start keeping a list, of all the 100 heroes so I can reference it. But, yeah, it totally makes sense that they would pick Spider-Man as being the first. Like I said, this is where they said they got the image from, which it is definitely a little bit different. Some of these are pretty, spot on, as in they just, kind of copied and pasted the image. But for the stamp, they changed it a little bit. So, anyway, like I said, I guess this will just be a kind of fly by the seat of, whatever, because, on the weekends, there's only one image, and they combine them, and then I guess if the stamps are going to be this way, hey, this is the stamp, and this is where we got the stamp from, then I might just do, combine the days, because otherwise I'll be repeating myself anyway. So I think that's probably what I'll do. So anyway, yeah, since I saw it was Black Cat was yesterday, I just wanted to share a little bit of my, I guess, Black Cat collection. It's not like my X-Men collection where I have, it's ginormous, or not ginormous, but it's, of course, X-Men is the biggest, the bulk of what I collect, bulk of what I have. So I guess I should clarify that. But anyway, just since I saw it was her, I wanted to share just a little bit of my collection for her. And yeah, so Until next time, bye.